Alright, hey guys, this is Marble CCG back in a new video. With this video, we're going over the new Exodia support. So we're going to get started here with the level 10 fusion, the Phantom Exodia Incarnate. It requires 5 Forbidden 1 monsters, so of course those represent each piece, and then cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So once returned, if this card battles, during damage calculation, you can make this card gain attack equal to your current life points. Can get pretty beefy pretty quickly. And then once returned, when a spell, trap, or effect is activated, you can negate the activation, so that's also really good. We're going to get a quick effect spell trap negation in an Exodia card. And then once returned during the end phase, you can set one Exodo spell or trap, or one obliterate directly from your deck. So that's a great way of just setting up with the entire support. We're going to see what these other Exodo cards are going to look like. But obliterate here is just going to give you the ability to bounce some things out, and also be able to get those Exodia cards back into your hand in order to win the game. And then once returned during your standby phase, you lose 1,000 life points. So it does set you up with a bit of a timer, but getting a massive attack boost, I think it's going to be worth it, while also having the spell trap negate and a search ability. Seems pretty solid as long as we're able to search out all those pieces. But let's see if that new support is going to help us with that. So here we have Millennium Cross. So you can take 5 Forbidden 1 monster cards from your hand, deck, and or face of field and reveal them. Then special summon 1 the Phantom Exodia Incarnate from your extra deck. Then shuffle all face-up monsters you control into the deck, except for Exodia monster cards whose original level is 10 or higher, and Millennium monster cards. Also, you cannot summon monsters for the rest of this turn, and after activation, shuffle this card into the deck instead of sending it to the grave. Looks like as long as you have those 5 Forbidden 1 monster cards in your deck, which of course you're going to have them if you're playing the Exodia deck, you're going to be able to get this fusion monster out. You're going to be special summoning it out. You're not going to be fusing it. Great, as long as you're going to be able to get it out. It just means that you won't be able to bring it out with Monster Reborn. But looks like it's pretty easy to get out as long as you're running everything you're supposed to. Alright guys, so here we have the Caveman that awoke after Millennium. It's a level 8 Earth Beast Warrior effect monster with 2750 attack and 2500 defense. Of course, this is a remake of an iconic Yu-Gi-Oh card here. And it cannot be destroyed by monster effects. So that's great. A little bit of protection built in with that. You can only use each of its effects once per turn, and then if this card is in your hand, you can place this card in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. And then if this card is a continuous spell, you can pay 2,000 life points, or reveal 1 Millennium Cross in your hand, summon this card out. Then you can add 1 Millennium Monster or 1 Sengenjin from your deck to your hand. So you can either add the classic card here, or use it in order to search out a Millennium Monster. So we're going to see what these other Millennium Monsters are going to look like. But it looks pretty easy to get out, and again, it just kind of looks like we're building off that Millennium Cross here. Alright guys, so here we have Golem that guards the Millennium Treasures. It's a level 6 Earth Rock effect monster. The activation of your Millennium Cross cannot be negated, so that's great. If you have this card out, you're protected so that you can get that fusion monster out, and you can only use each effect once returned. If this card is in your hand, you can place it in your spell or trap zone as a continuous spell, and once it is, you can pay 2,000 life points or reveal 1 Millennium Cross in your hand. Summon this card out, then you can add 1 Temple to Stone Slabs from your deck to your hand. So it looks like before, like with the other monster, you're going to be relying on this cross to really get things out and get things moving. But also they help out that cross out and ensure that you can actually set some things up. So we're going to see what that card does exactly once we get to it. Here we have Shield of the Millennium Dynasty. It's a level 5 Earth Rock effect monster. Cannot be destroyed by spells or traps. So this here was protected. Which one was it? It was this monster cannot be destroyed by monster effects, and then we have the Shield of the Millennium Dynasty cannot be destroyed by spells or traps. If this card is in your hand, you can place this card. So it's the same thing. You're putting it as a continuous spell. You can pay 2,000 life points to reveal a Millennium Cross in your hand, summon it out, and then you can add a Millennium Cross from your deck to your hand. So that's great. If you want to search it out, you can do that. If you need to, just get this on the board, pay the 2,000, and just search out the Millennium Cross. So of course that's gonna hurt how effective of a fusion monster it's gonna be, but having that search ability can be really worth it. Here we have Millennium Moon Maiden. So if this card battles a monster, neither player can be destroyed by that battle. You can only use each of the effect of the Millennium Moon Maiden once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can put it as a continuous spell. And then if your opponent activates a card or effect while this card is a continuous spell, you can special summon this card out, and if you do, your opponent cannot target level 5 or higher illusion and spellcaster monsters with card effects this turn. So it looks like this monster is just going to be a bit of a threat, just like a wall, while also increasing the defenses of your stronger monsters. Looks like it's not going to be super combo oriented, but just something to kind of sit on for a little bit. And here we have Millennium Fiend Reflection. It's a level 4 wind illusion effect monster with 1300 attack, 1400 defense. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. So that's kind of the go-to illusion effect. And then you can only use each of the effects once returned. If this card is in the hand, you can place this card face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. If your opponent activates a card or effect while this card is a continuous spell, you can special summon this card, then you gain life points equal to half of the attack of one of the monsters in the field. So that's great because you want to just increase your attack a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but increasing your life points is going to be great just for the fusion monster. And then here we have Temple of the Stone Slabs. It's a field spell. During your main phase, you can place one monster card from your hand face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. Then place one Millennium monster or one Sengagen from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So that's great because then you can put the Millennium monster and use whatever effect you're trying to use with that orients with it. And then you can only use this effect once per turn. If a face up Millennium monster and or Sengagen you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can place it face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. So that's great because then you can get more value out of that card overall, just because they do have effects that you can use as winter spells. Okay, and here we have Exodia Blaze. So it's a quick play spell. One level 10 or higher monster you control with Exodia in its original name gains these effects. You can pay half your life points to destroy as many cards in the spell and trap zone as possible. Then equip 2 Forbidden 1 monsters from your hand and or deck to this card. Each has an equipped spell that gives it 2000 attack. Also, you cannot activate other effects, cards or effects for the rest of the turn. Paying half your life points, equipping 2 Forbidden 1 monsters from your hand or deck. You're going to be able to give your Exodia monster, your fusion monster, a bit of an attack boost. Nothing too crazy. We are going to be able to search them out, so maybe if you use Obliterate, you can bounce those cards back after that. But just having them out there could also be good. You just need some cards to bounce it back afterward. Then it's just piercing damage here. So nothing too crazy, but just adds a little bit of a bonus effect to your level 10 or higher monster you control with Exodia in its name. And then here we have Raging Hellfire Exodia Flame. It's a normal trap card. If you control a level 10 or higher Exodia monster, destroy all cards your opponent controls. Okay. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard except the turn it will center and activate one of these effects. Add 1 Forbidden 1 monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, or shuffle up to 5 Forbidden 1 monsters from graveyard and or banishment into the deck. So here we're seeing them use the banishment terminology to actually indicate that there is a banished zone now. So that's cool to see. But besides that, this is a strong trap card, being able to pop all of your opponent's cards. You just have to know when to use it, and not only that, but also having the recyclability is great in case your opponent tries to take your win condition from you. That's always good to see. Just really need that just to ensure that you still have a chance to win using Exodia. Alright guys, but if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.